Welcome to our final Boat Builder certification course. Today we're going to go over some support processes to help make sure folks know the best way of getting a communication when they need assistance and where that can be found. So for support options, there's really two options that we have that are very complementary but very different. One is Freshdesk. That is a website that we have that's going to have some commonly asked questions, some tutorial documentation, as well as a ticketing system. Then Vote Builder's in-system ticket support, which is really good for things that need to stay within Vote Builder. First, with Freshdesk, as I sort of already said, it's going to have some tutorials and frequently asked questions that folks have, as well as a ticket support system. So if you need to submit a ticket, you can just send an email to votebbuilder@kydemocrats.org, and it'll be put in, and it'll create a new ticket, or you can create a ticket here in a few minutes. Directly on, we'll go over creating a ticket directly on the website here in a few minutes, and how you can track that. So the questions and support that's going to come in Freshdesk is going to be things that are relevant to Vote Builder, but they're not relevant within Vote Builder, if that makes sense. So things that I say are going to be really, really good are going to be if you're a user who needs an export request, but the list is too large for you to request in VAN, this is one way to do it. Any generic data VAN-related questions. So if it's any of our reporting documents, updates about the voter file, those are some of those issues, and just anything that it needs to occur regarding data, but not necessarily Vote Builder. This is really the best place to do that. So how do you submit a ticket? So again, you can just send an email like we already did, or you can go ahead and submit a new support ticket. So whenever you go to the link that was on the previous page, it's going to take you here. You're going to see, click new support ticket. It's going to fill in your email, subject, testing, v4, type, managing your user permissions, and then what is the description? Testing, need to add fake new users, testing. And like when filling out the subject and the description, give us as much detail as possible to make it easier on us. Again, this is just a sample ticket to show the process, but once you've put all of that in and hit submit, it's going to show you, this is my view, but you're going to get a page that just shows what your ticket looks like, and you'll also receive an email that says it's been received. We'll get back as soon as possible. Please allow 24 to 48 hours. So as this goes through the system, there's going to be some statuses that'll be pinned to it. So if it's something we're still waiting for information on, or if it's been figured out, it's going to get marked as pending or resolved respectively. And what we just saw here on the screen. In addition, if it's not a ticket and it might be a question that you asked, the repository or the knowledge base is going to be a really great place to start. So it's going to have some common issues, questions, some of our data standards, some of our data policies are all readily available here for users to look at. It's going to include things like logging into Vote Builder, requesting accounts, what all is in the committee, some tutorials for direct voter contact, so a lot of the stuff that we've already done in this training, cutting turf, distributing a list, setting up a virtual phone bank, all of that's in there, as well as information on our texting platforms, dialing platforms, things like that, and how to use those are all going to be built in or all contained within this repository for your usage. So that is the support process for Freshdesk in a nutshell. The other one is Vote Builder support requests. So these are going to be things that are requests or issues that pertain to Vote Builder as you're within Vote Builder, or that would need to be escalated up the chain to the van team. So setting up Van's predictive dialer needs to occur in here, because eventually that's going to get pushed up to the NGP van team for them to set up. If there's an error message that pops up while you are using Van, you can submit. It'll have a link to submit a ticket, and it'll have the error code attached to it. If it's something major, again, submit it as a ticket. We'll pass it up to the Van team. All API requests are going to occur within Van, as well as any exports that you have the permission level to do. So submitting a support request. Let me go back to the training account real quick. Training, Kentucky Democratic Party. So if you need to submit a support request, it's going to be here on the main screen. So support requests. You'll see down here on the bottom, these are the ones that I've already submitted. If you needed to add a new one, you can just click here. I'm going to send it to Ben at the DNC. I can mark it urgent or not urgent. There's also going to be hot, low, medium, high priority to assign what level of priority the person thinks it is, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. So subject, testing, training on support requests, disregard. Again, give as much information as possible, including how we can replicate the problem. That plays a very important part in figuring out support requests. So once you've done that, you'll hit done. The ticket will come in to whoever needs to receive it, and it'll appear here in support requests again. And then here you'll be able to keep track of it. What is the status? Again, similar to Freshdesk, pending, complete, resolved, things like that. If Ben says, hey Josh, we're looking into it, he'll put a reply in here. Or, hey Josh, passing this along to whomever, that'll go in here. So any communication is going to happen right in here. And then once it's finished, there would be the option to complete it and close it out. And as you can see on the screen, the low, medium, high urgency and the ability to attach a file is included as well. So unless something is really time critical or really major, it's probably going to be a low or medium urgency category. High priority is usually going to be things like removing bad data from Van. So if you have someone that's faking voter contact data, it's going to have to go up to Van to get rid of. They can usually do this in about 1 to 2 business days. It might be a little bit longer based upon what else is going on. If an API stops working or syncs bad, this is another great place to do it. I do want to say, like, support requests are monitored and responded to as they're submitted during normal business hours. With that in mind, if there's a 2 a.m. or like even 9 p.m. high priority support request, it's probably not going to get seen until the next day. So definitely think about that when it comes to this. Like, think about that when putting these requests in. Again, a lot of them are going to be low or medium priority. So they're going to be things that are fairly simple, that are very easy to solve. And if it's one of those, it doesn't need to be high priority. Again, a lot of these things are going to be solved fairly quickly, fairly easily, or have answers in the support, in the knowledge base. One thing that will come through as a high priority that we do get to fairly quickly, but it might have some back and forth communication to make sure we're all on the same page, is an API request. So those, when an API is created within Vote Builder, and I'm just going to go back here. it'll be high priority. So to uh, submit a ticket for an API integration, it's going to be down here, API integrations. Again, you can see all of them that I already have. So if we needed to request a new key, we're just going to hit this button, select the name of the integration. I'm just going to click deck, and who's this going to be sent to? It's going to be sent to me. If the integration isn't in here, you will have to put in a support request. And if an API integration isn't available, that probably means there's going to be some communication with the DNC and ban about, does this vendor have an API key? If not, what can be done? But usually erring on the side of caution of, if they do not already have an API key, they're probably not going to get one. So again, if it's not there, submit a request, and we will review it if it's not already approved. So we're going to go ahead and hit submit. And you can see the support request is going to be available for me to review. So I'm going to go into my support request, deck API key available here. So on my end, I will just click it, approve or deny it. So we're going to go ahead and approve, and approve with expiration date. We're just going to say ends at the end of this month. Hit approve. And as we were talking about, you've now seen I have approved the key. And you can go in back to integrations, generate the API key, click generate the key, and it'll give you the information like the name. And I'm not going to do it because that will, I'm not going to go through with the rest of the process because that is information that we don't want to get out there. But it'll give you the application name here. It'll give you a pop-up for the application name and the full key, which is like a 20 long character string that you will plug into the application. Deny, and done. And then you are done. Export requests are very similar, but they don't create a support request. They create an output request. And we're going to go back into the training state to demo this. So output requests are found here, and my requests are going to be what you've put in. So we're going to go in and demo one of my training accounts. Looks very, very familiar, exactly like what other folks have. So create a list. I'm just going to create a random sample of 500 people. 600 people. That's what my fingers hit first. And run search. In Kentucky, all exports must be approved. So this is sort of what that approval process looks like. So let's just say you need to do it. So this is going to be, put the request name in, export request demo, how it's going to be used. This will be used. This is used to demo the export request for users. Normally, they will include how the export will be used, such as for a dialer, mail, digital, etc., and what day it's required by. I'm going to say it's required by today, but usually try and say, give it a few days to help us out. We do regularly turn these out pretty quickly during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the week. So after that, you'll hit submit. The people that are the admins will get an email. So I'm going to click go back to myself. So up here in output requests, I will see who it came from, which committee they are, the request. I'll go in here, click it, and then see what it's for. If there's not information like what it's going to be used for, in here I'm going to put pending. Hi, demo account. Can you provide more details? Details about how this will be used. Thanks. And hit submit. And then this is going to all stay within Vote Builder, so definitely keep an eye on this if you've seen it's been pending for a while. Let's see. Say they come back, say this is going to be used for a mail vendor. Great. I'm just going to add action, hit approved. That will send an email to the user that it's been approved. And the user, going back to impersonate them, will be able to, will see my request, one new. This has been approved. So you'll just click download, what type of file you want to use it for. So we're doing mail, household mailing list, export as Excel. This process is going to now begin the export. Main menu, and then under my export files is where this is going to be, and you'll just download the file and give it to your vendor. So again, all of that is going to occur right within Vote Builder, which is one of the reasons we say it's something that's going to be a quote unquote support request, but not a support request in Vote Builder. But if there's, for instance, you need 15,000 and your export limit is 5,000, then send us an email. One other thing to go ahead and mention is the hierarchy levels of how our user profiles are created. This rewent some tinkering just recently, and it's something that's continuing to be tinkered as campaigns change. The best thing to keep in mind is if you are a level 1 admin user, you need to be the very first person to troubleshoot any issues that are happening that folks on the campaign might be noticing. So like if they can't print a phone bank list or turf, and it's something that's very, very simple, the level 1 admin user needs to be the very first person to troubleshoot that and needs to be taking those things from folks that are levels 2 through 7. Only after the level 1 admin can't solve the problem, then it should be escalated to the state admin, and it should be the level 1 admin escalating to the state admin, not anyone below them. And then just adhering to this hierarchy is going to make sure everyone stays in the loop. So the field director has an issue, puts it up to the campaign manager. The campaign manager, who's the level 1 admin, can't troubleshoot it, then send it up to the state admin, who will work to resolve the issue, and everyone will stay within that ticket. All communication will stay within that ticket so everyone knows what the status is. Not using this is going to be something that causes a lot of confusion. So definitely stick to this support request hierarchy, whether it's within Vote Builder or Freshdesk. And then we're just going to talk about some reasons that this is the best solution and best option. So as the campaign cycle heats up and more users are using Vote Builder statewide, this is going to be the only way to make sure all the emails and communication for requests are in one central place instead of one staffer's cluttered inbox. With the ticketing system, everything is going to be a ticket and it's going to be open until it's been resolved, versus in a staffer's email that has 50 unread emails and the issue continues to just get pushed further and further down as new emails come in, is one reason we want to use Freshdesk. It's also very, very helpful for identifying widespread issues. So if Van's two-factor authentication texts aren't coming through, putting that into help desk is going to be a really great place for us to know that and push that up to the DNC and Van team. Like, hey, I'm getting X amount of users that aren't getting these texts. What's going on? Can someone look into this? And again, as we were saying, along with monitoring these requests, we'll be able to close out and resolve these issues and know that the issue is resolved. Um, these are just a few of the good reasons, as well as just having the central repository. But with that, we are wrapping up this overview. There will be a quiz associated with this tutorial, and the slide deck will be available. And once you have taken and passed this final course with a mark of 75% or higher, you have passed the Vote Builder certification course, and hopefully you feel very comfortable knowing Vote Builder, how to use it, how to troubleshoot issues, what the different features are, and are able to help some of our candidates in 2022, 2023, 2024, and so forth, and help continue to build the data infrastructure, a strong data infrastructure here in Kentucky. I'll talk to everyone later and hope everyone has a great day. Bye.